Hello, this is week three's discussion. So, we were asked to discuss how we would use pre assessments to better inform how we would use our lessons. I really like pre assessments of students because it allows me to have a really good understanding of what students know before we go over the unit. For example, during my time teaching math, when I'm doing fractions specifically, I need students first understand that there are common denominators. Do they know what a denominator is? Do they know what a numerator is? Do they know what four is divisible by? Being able to understand that students do or do not know that better informs me about how I would do the lesson. If a student has a hard time being able to understand that four is divisible by two and one, then I would use that in my instruction. If a student doesn't understand what a denominator and numerator is, I would repeatedly go over and use numerator and denominator in the examples so that they could see, maybe they learn it by repetition. The goal is for me, for my pre-assessments, is to really understand what my students' weaknesses are so that I can better inform how I would do a lesson. Another example, I would do this when I was doing English, was if students didn't understand what was going on in the unit. For example, if I need a student to understand a point of view from the author, if I knew that the student didn't catch the point of view from the previous chapter, I knew I could incorporate that into my direct instruction before we go over some other portion of the lesson. Again, I really like pre-assessments because it makes my life easier. If I do assessments correctly, I can do it through Google Forms, so that I don't have a whole bunch of paper of students going around and having in like they call it exit tickets, where you have a student like write a question or something on the exit ticket. I don't like the idea of having all those papers around. It wastes time. Students don't feel like doing it, and you can just see students just like kind of right, like scribble their name and just turn it in. I'd rather just do something like a Google form or a Kahoot, so that it's more engaging with the students, and I can probably walk around the classroom and say, hey, I noticed you're not doing something. Is there a point of confusion? Do you just not understand, or do you just not want to do stuff? I would like to hear people's opinions, and thank you for this week's discussion post.